Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a streaming freedom video bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today's Skyrim mod video on PS4 is the third, and I hope to be the final time that I have to cover the Cegoportspsn external asset mods that were uploaded to PS4 and PS5 in violation of the TOS, their eventual removal, and since being added back to Bethesda Net. This is what I feel should be the final information that you need to know if you've been following along with this, how I think this will affect you if you choose to go ahead and use these mods, as well as Bethesda's findings that these are now somehow not external assets, and I stand by what I've reported that they are, and I'll explain why that is a little later on, as well as sharing my opinion as to if these are not external assets, then the other mod authors that have done the exact same thing, what that should mean for their content. As well, I want to share a couple of comments from a leading mod author in our community that is highly respected and very knowledgeable, Cyan49, his views on these mods before they were removed and his views on these mods since they've been added back. A comment that I left for you guys that I feel really sums all this up to share. Please know that the information in this video concerning the mods being added back is all the credit of a viewer, MF Sports, who messaged me about it and let me know. I did not know about it prior. I do apologize for the lateness of this video, as I do believe the mods were added back yesterday, but I was not able to make this until now. I have verified that they are back. So with all that said, let's get into what I hope to be the final coverage of all of this. So the following is all the credit of a viewer, MS Sports, that messaged and let me know about this. If you type in Cegoportspsn to the search bar, you'll find that the mods that had been removed that contained external assets have now been added back. They are here for you to be able to download and install. They're perfectly fine. I do believe it was only the American versions of the mods that were removed. I think the others remained. I know that this one was not removed. I do believe it was only these two. It could have been more. In any case, according to Bethesda's findings, these are not external assets, so I do not believe that Bethesda will remove them again, so it should be safe for you to download and install them if you want to. The only one that could remove them would be the mod author that ported them over. So these are some comments that I wanted to share with you. The first is the reason that we're here. You owe your thanks to knowing that these mods are now back, to MS Sports, who messaged and said, just so that you know, Bethesda has concluded their investigation into these mods and found no external assets were used. They have restored the mods to the website. So how Bethesda is finding now that these are not external assets when they clearly are, I don't know, but I wanted to share with you views and remind you that several of our mod authors, including one of the most respected, Cyan49, recognized these right away as being external assets. And again, this was several of our leading mod authors. These are people that create these all the time for us. They know what they can and can't do, and they follow the TOS when either creating or porting mods to PlayStation, and they recognize them as external assets the same as I did, as well as remind you that the person that ported the external asset mods to PlayStation, Cegoportspsn, in a comment to me, had verified that how he had searched for ways to get around the restrictions and export external assets to PlayStation, and also what he still could not do. So there is no doubt that these are external assets. I want to make that perfectly clear. I have not been trying to mislead you, nor have these mod authors. That Bethesda has found otherwise now is on them. It's between them and Sony. But I do want to cover this. So Cyan49 originally stated, I'm not actively involved in this stuff, so just pointing it out. In short, the edited in-game models are external assets. The mod adds 300 models, but still uses vanilla textures. If you find any files other than ESP, ESL, ESM in the original mod, they are external assets. He goes on to say that based on the rules, it should be pulled. But in the first place, we're not allowed to do this as a feature, not as a rule. So it's very likely that it will take Bethesda a long time to notice, as they would not even expect this. And yes, Cegoports is very sneaky in how he got these over here. Also very brilliant in how he got these over here. And no one is disputing that. But I do want to say that this comment was not made on my channel. This comment was made on the Stoners Roundtable podcast. The following comment by Cyan49 that was made after the mods were added back was made on my channel and is as follows. So Cyan made this comment to a viewer, MF Sports, but I thought this summed up perfectly because some people were trying to claim that mod authors like Cyan were biased in this and trying to get these mods pulled. So this was after the mods were added back. Cyan49 commented, "I am neutral as a mod author, and personally I think it's fine if someone has a chance to get an external asset mod because you guys are bored. Installing mods is always at your own risk. Edit. My neutral is I don't actively report mods unless they're uploaded maliciously, which means they're either stolen mods, and we all know who he's talking about there, or they intentionally break the PS4, PS5. And I'm not involved with these mods, which is obvious because my mods don't reference them as master files, and I can confirm that the proof of concept of the soft requirements intended by my mods was successful." And what he's talking about there is that he had a test mod that was an add-on to Recolored Replica, and it would work along with one of the mods by Cegoportspsn. I was going to showcase that for him, but when I tried using it, it kept crashing me, so I didn't. But James Emerson was able to successfully showcase it on the Stoners Roundtable podcast, so if you're interested, you can check that video out there, and he can show you some of the weapons. And because I've been sharing others' comments with you, like I've done in the past in these help videos, I wanted to share with you one of my own that I left for you all. I originally did make this to, I believe it was James Emerson, but I felt that this actually perfectly captured how I feel about all this, so I cut it out and I pinned it for you all, and I'd just like to share it with you. So I said, according to MS Sports, Bethesda concluded there were no external assets and are allowing the mods back up. I plan to cover this when I get the chance, most likely tomorrow morning. I checked and the removed mods are back. Make no mistake about it, although Bethesda concluded that these are not external assets, they are. They are new models with vanilla textures. Cegoports even told me in that comment how he got external assets on PlayStation, a comment as far as I can tell he later deleted, but I screen captured it. It's fine the mods were added back. No one, myself included, was trying to have them removed. Only inform people of the violation in TOS that now apparently isn't. The other mod authors who have had their mods taken down should have the same rights to have theirs restored too. If Cegoports, who admitted to finding a way to get external assets on PlayStation, is not in the wrong, then neither is any of the others who have done the exact same thing, although I doubt Sony will see it that way. And just to show that I am telling the truth, this is the comment that Cegoports later deleted that he sent to me. I'm not going to read through this again because I read it in the air run along with his other comment. You can check that video if you want to see them. But in any case, this shows right here that he admitted that he searched on how to send external assets. He also admits to why he was not able to send, it's still impossible to send textures, which is why the models use the vanilla textures. But the models themselves were 300 new models, and that is the external asset. Okay, so as we watch a mammoth fall from the sky, as we close out the video, I wanted to go over a few points with you. First of all, in Bethesda now saying that these are not external assets, that none were found, and are allowing them to be uploaded, I stand by what I've said and what I've reported, and that is these are external assets. And I know I'm going to have somebody say, well, Bethesda says otherwise, and it's Bethesda, so who are you to still claim these are external assets? If they were, Bethesda wouldn't allow them up. The reason that I'm saying that they are, and that they are, is for multiple reasons. One, again, one of the most respected mod authors on our platform clearly recognized what the external asset was, and that was the 300 plus new weapon bases that were not a part of the game. The weapon models, excuse me, that are not a part of the base game. They are not from the base game, they are not from any of the DLCs, and they are not from the CC content. They are the external asset, not what they're wrapped in, which were vanilla textures that are a part of the base game. It is the model themselves. Besides him, both RL Cool J and Be Very Ave, again, two highly respected, very well knowledgeable mod authors in our community, recognize the same thing, that these are external assets. These gentlemen, these mod creators, know what they're doing. They know when they create a mod on this platform what they can and can't do, what will and won't violate the terms of service. They know what an external asset is. Not even counting them, the most obvious and damning piece of evidence is the fact that Cegoportspsn himself, to me in a comment thread between me and RL Cool J, confirmed these are external assets. His comment, which I am going to see if I can splice in right here in post, it says that any mod sent by that account use external assets. How much clearer do you need to be than that? He then goes on to say what other ones he was planning to port over, but now wouldn't because mod authors were mad at him for knowing something, for him knowing something that they didn't. And then he went on with the second comment that he later on, as far as I can tell, deleted, as I can no longer find it, but I had screenshotted it, saying how he had researched be able to get external assets on the platform. He found it on YouTube. People were afraid to do it. And also, the reason why he did not include custom textures or new textures is simply because he couldn't. That doesn't mean, given enough time, that he may not figure it out. But that is all the proof that you need that these are external assets. That Bethesda has now said otherwise or allow them, that is between Bethesda and Sony. So, as an end user, I do believe we are in the clear. If you want to use these mods by Cegoportspsn, it should be perfectly safe for you to do so. I don't have any experience with the weapon mods, but as far as the icon mods, while I did not test them for that long, when I did test them, they worked perfectly fine. In any case, I don't believe will be removed now. I don't see Bethesda doing that. The mod author that ported them could possibly remove them. There has been conflicting things. Be Very Ave says that mods that are removed aren't available anymore. I have a different experience. MF Sports also reports a different experience. We've both had mods that have been removed and that we still had access to. I don't have those mods anymore because of errors in my mod loader. But in any case,
where'd you come from?
It should be safe for you if you want to install them. But again, I am not trying to mislead my viewers. I reported these as being external assets because that's what they are. Now, I will say that it's only fair and right that if Cegoportspsn got the decision that these are not external assets for whatever reason, then the other mod authors should be given the same treatment, and the mods of theirs that may contain external assets that have been removed because of that should be re-uploaded. They have just as much right as Cegoports does to have it up. They have put just as much hard work and dedication into their content as he has into his ports, in both their potential ports that they've done or mods they've created in general, whatever it is, and they have just as much right to have their content up. It's not fair and it's not right that some mod authors are giving special treatment over others. Also, what exactly Bethesda counts then as an external asset? Just like these weapon models are completely new in game, does that then mean that we can have new armors that are completely new if they're wrapped in a vanilla texture, but that the model itself is something that had never existed in Skyrim, ported over, that somebody has, so to speak, handmade. Is that an external asset or not? You need to be more clear with the mod authors as to what they can and can't do. Mod authors also, in turn, if they suspect that their mod could violate something, they're not purposely doing it like Cegoportspsn did, but just suspect that it could violate something and that it may be removed, and that may or may not cause you issues, or at the very least cause you to lose out on the mod you really enjoy. They need to say if there is a chance that it could be removed by Bethesda, that needs to be included in the mod description. No, they can't predict everything, but if they are knowingly putting external assets in, then they know that would be a possibility. But they would also know it would be much less likely of a possibility if Bethesda would be more upfront. And that includes the damn terms of service, who it is exactly that it affects. So, in closing, I wanted to say thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I hope that these videos have been helpful to you, the community as a whole, just to let you know what's going on, what these are, if there's something that you want to install or not. And I am hoping this is the last time that I will have to report on these. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.